What could happen if you stopped masturbating to porn? Amazing things! As a sexologist for men, I hear time and time again that when guys stop using porn and relying on porn to masturbate and they start using their own mind and physical techniques that they learn they like through practice, they're like, whoa, this is the craziest orgasm I've ever had. Like, I can't believe this was just available. And I've just been doing this to the same shit over and over, fast forwarding to all the parts and then feeling like shit when I was done. And I'm like, yeah, well, when you use your own body and mind for pleasure, you start learning about yourself. Then you take what you learn, you share it with your partner. It improves your sex life with your partner. Sexual confidence goes up, right? You feel disciplined because you don't feel like drawn to something that's ruining your life. I'm saying that porn ruins everyone's lives. There are people who definitely make it work and can work with it in moderation, and that's fine, cool. But a lot of you guys feel like a slave to it. And in that case, I would encourage you to not look at porn as something that's like, oh, I can't, this is the enemy, because it's not. You're in control. You're in charge. And if you can keep a grounded energy when you think about porn and masturbation in that way, you show it that it's not in control over you. It's the same thing with negative thoughts. I always tell clients, don't shut the thought out. Don't say, stop thinking this. Stop thinking this. Oh my God, this is so bad. Stop thinking it. Instead, just respond to the thought. Be like, okay, I hear you. That makes sense, but that's coming from a place of fear. And if I didn't want to react from fear and I wanted to react from security, what would that look like? What would that sound like? If you even just split your time from, I'm going to decide that 50% of the times that I masturbate, I'm going to do it intentionally by myself, just using my mind, my own mental fantasies, and playing around with different physical techniques to see what feels best for me. And it's okay if I don't orgasm. I'm going to do it more as a purpose of retraining my body to respond to different types of thoughts and actually get curious about my mind and my body when it comes to sex. And that curiosity is going to lead to you learning things. You learning things build confidence. When you build confidence, you talk about sex with your partner more. You ask more questions about her. Right? Like you share more of your desires without this sense of shame because you have this knowing about yourself that you're not afraid to share, because it's like you start trusting your body and you start really knowing what you want and what you like. And that only comes from self-exploration. Okay? Like if you're just jerking off to porn every single day mindlessly, yeah, it does feel like something is controlling your sex life and you're not in full control. And then you can't trust yourself because along with that giving up control comes a lot of issues like erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, sexual performance anxiety, right? Constantly comparing your partner to the actresses on the porn, even though you're not intentionally doing that, your mind just goes there and compares, right? And then you can't get aroused. So it's messing with your arousal. And all these false expectations and this pattern of relying on this dopamine fix to receive pleasure, it's totally missing the point. The biggest point of sex is connection, whether that's connection to yourself or connection with your partner. And in order to get back in control of that connection, it's to realize, hey, I have a problem with this thing. I'm feeling controlled by it. It's making you not feel good about yourself as a man. It's maybe getting in the way of your relationship, how you see your woman, how you perform in the bedroom. You're running into these issues. Then you really have to commit to at first start by splitting half of your time masturbating with your own fantasies, mental fantasies, and physical techniques that you're going to try. Just see how that goes. Give it 2 weeks. Notice the difference of orgasm, how much better it feels when you're not relying on porn. Notice the parts of your body that you learn feel really good. And know and believe that if you have premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction or performance anxiety or delayed ejaculation, these are problems that you can overcome through masturbation training. I 100% believe this because this is what I do with my clients. I take them through exercises that speak to these issues they're dealing with. For example, delayed ejaculation. A lot of men, all guys are different, but most men will have a habit of using porn. They're so used to getting aroused like very quickly with very intense imagery and intense noise, and or they are constantly putting their woman and her needs before their own. And over time, they lose sight of what they really enjoy, and they don't know how to ask for what they really enjoy. So therefore, they can't get to the point of orgasm. So these are two things that psychologically attach to delayed ejaculation being the outcome. So what I'll do in this case is help this man create a masturbation routine that helps him start imagining different scenarios with his woman, scenarios that aren't as intense, right? So he gets used to a lower intensity and connecting arousal to that intensity through the story that I give him to think about. And then I help him learn about his body when he goes through certain touches, technique, speed, when he imagines certain positions with that technique and the speed and the level of wetness. Is he using a lube? Is he not? How is he going to ask his partner to try out this new position and this new technique? I help him formulate that conversation, right? So over time, he's learning different methods to create a new way of thinking about sex and his arousal. So by doing exercises like this, he's reconnecting his arousal with different mental stimulation. At the same time, he is understanding his body and what physical stimulation feels really good when he just takes a moment to relax himself and focus on that. And he's building confidence in his communication skill sets so that when he does feel that pleasure mentally and physically, he then knows how to share what he learned with his partner in a way that makes him feel good and confident. And then they can bring that new information into their sex life. So this is an example of how masturbation training that is mindful help men through their sexual function issues that are mostly caused by porn. I would say a lot of these issues come from reliance on porn. There's other things too. There could be relational issues such as tension and conflict. There could be body image issues that a man is dealing with. Maybe he's obsessed over the fact he's a certain size and that gets in his head. Maybe you had a past partner who put a lot of pressure on you. Maybe you were shamed when you would masturbate at a young age, so that led to premature ejaculation, right? Like there's so many different things that can cause these issues, but it's really about believing you are in control of these changes. When they're psychological, you are in control. And the majority of coming to a solution and getting to that solution is remembering you are in control. And if you believe that, and if you practice and work with your body instead of against it, you can get closer and closer towards the sex life you want. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want more rant style videos like this, let me know. I'll see you in the next video.